Hi, Arianna. Nice to connect with you.
Hi, Nancy. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. Now, I like how lately you've been choosing very characters that are very strong. I got to connect with you for Working Man, where you had very strong leg movements that you you showed us.
Latino love of steel. Yes.
And now for Black Phone 2 Mustang, which the name I think goes very well with her braveness.
Hmm. Definitely. She's a wild Mustang. She embodies the energy for sure. Yeah, she was honestly such a great segue. The audition came very shortly after I got back from filming A Working Man. So I think I was already kind of coming from that mindset and that energy state of just being very physically in my core, in my power, and leading that into Mustang. I think was it timed perfectly, and I think the two characters were very similar in a lot of ways, just from different cultural backgrounds, but their core and their sense of strength, I think, came from the same place. So I got really lucky with those two.
How are you a fan of Black Phone, the first one? Because I'm pretty sure you had already watched it.
Yes. Yeah. I watched and fell in love with the first one. As soon as it came out to streaming, I had to check it out because I heard great things about it. But I'm kind of on the fence with horror. I can't always watch it. Sometimes it's like too much for me. But this one, I was just so invested from start to finish. I thought it was so well done. I thought it was scary, but not overly scary. I felt like the emotional aspects of it were so good. So for me, knowing there was a second one, I was, I mean, beyond excited, but also really curious because the grabber died in the first one. So I was like, how are we going to do this? But yeah, I was a huge fan. So when I got the email, I was just beyond excited.
I don't know about you, but I feel like this is more like like a Latin version of this genre because it kind of connects into like the spirits and those that are like in between, and I that really won me over. And I want to talk about one scene in particular that Mustang has when she's kind of speaks about the real Christian behavior with Ken and Barb.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that scene for me, that was in the audition. And when I read it, I was like, absolutely here, here. I think it speaks to stepping past the judgment and genuinely coming from an honest place of faith and being fueled with the right intentions and having the right intentions. And I think it was just really cool for Mustang to hold them accountable and say, no, this is true Christian behavior. You're gonna step up and back up your people, and you're gonna show up for those who need you. And I think it was just really, I just have, I fully agree, and I think it was a fun scene. But yeah, the spiritual aspects in this were really were really strong, and I'm glad that Scott kind of delved more into it.
I'm curious to know your experience on getting to work with Demián. He's a phenomenal actor, Mexican actor.
He is, yeah, absolutely. And he was such a generous actor to work with as a co-star as well. He from the get-go he wanted to jump on a Zoom. He wanted to kind of collaborate and work together, and he was so curious and so open. It was honestly just inspiring to see how much he cared. He wanted to paint the backstory. He wanted to create every detail and fill in every blank. And so watching his dedication was just incredible. And he just has this balance of grace and silliness to set that it was perfectly Mondo. He was perfectly Mondo. Um, but I learned a lot from him. He taught me some really valuable lessons. And yeah, I hope to work with him again.
And that was the experience of seeing Ethan Hawke as all made up as the grabber.
Oh my gosh. I was when I first saw him, I was just staring at him. I didn't know what to do, what to say. He's so terrifying, but it's funny because he's very sweet and very kind on set. So watching him make that switch on a dime was pretty jarring. He would go from just saying hi to everybody, high five, and then next thing you know, he's like flipping an axe and trying to chop Maddie. So it was really cool to see him make that switch and tap into that. He's a force.
What do you hope hell is out there, for the universe? Not that you're going to hell. Okay, let me rephrase that. But in the film, it says
That was cool.
hell is ice. But is it? What do you think? Do you think flames or ice? What would be the preference?
Ooh. I mean, I definitely, for me, what would be my personal hell would be cold. The cold is my hell. I need to be warm. So if I were to have a my own hell, it would definitely be cold.
I kind of agree. It's because we always have the idea that it's always like flames and hot. And I was like, ooh, this is another perspective that I never really thought about.
Or that line he says, like nothing burns like the cold, and that's so true. You can get burns from ice. So yeah, that was a clever one. Clever one on Scott and Cargill.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Ariana, and congratulations with Black Phone 2.
Thank you so much, Nancy. It was nice talking to you again.